Recently, World of Warships formally incorporated submarines into the game, and one of the first playable options is the German Tier 8 U-190 U-boat. As well as an overview of the performance of this submarine compared to others, this video will also share some submarine gameplay. I've included timestamps in the video description in case you're looking for something specific. And for those who are new here, I'm Forrester, and whilst I've played World of Warships since the closed beta days, this is my first YouTube video covering an element of the game. So I'd ask that if you enjoy this video or find it useful, please let me know by pressing that like button or leaving a comment, so I know to make more videos like this. It's probably also worth adding before we get started, this isn't a historical commentary on the Type 9, this is purely focused on in-game performance. And whilst I do my best to be as competitive as possible with the new submarines, I'm no Admiral Dönitz, so please treat these as just my own thoughts and observations. Starting with submarine combat in World of Warships, the U-190 has two weapons available. There is the traditional torpedo with a range of 6.3 kilometers, which simply fires in a straight line towards what you hope will be a target. And there is the acoustic homing torpedo, with a range of 12.5 kilometers, which can to some extent be guided by sonar. They're all fired from the same tubes, 4 forward and 2 rear, so you'll need to switch the torpedo type to change between them. The acoustic homing torpedoes do carry less damage by way of penalty for being able to hit moving targets more easily. The U-190, as with other submarines, selects a depth to sail at, with deeper waters generally being safer but also slower to traverse, and a battery capacity serving to stop the submarine from staying underwater indefinitely. The U-190 is equipped with a reserve battery consumable for extra dive time. To help locate prey, the U-190 carries a hydrophone, which is used to locate ships on the surface, and a submarine surveillance consumable, which can be used to locate submarines beneath the waves. At time of recording, the other Tier 8 submarines in the game are the US Navy Salmon, the Soviet S-189, and the Japanese I-56. What makes the U-190 distinct is the comparatively long battery life, with front and rear launchers. This is a stealthy submarine which can capitalise upon surprise and stamina to come out on top. The homing torpedoes are longer range than the dumbfire torpedoes, which isn't true for all submarines, meaning the long-range damage potential of the U-190 doesn't quite match up to competitors, like the Japanese I-56 for example, but does carry higher potential accuracy for strikes. The long underwater time makes the U-190 a fairly effective submarine hunter, not only for killing enemy submarines directly with homing torpedoes, but also for simply just spotting them out for the team to destroy. It's possible to customize the equipment of the U-190 to achieve different effects depending on your ambition to be a spotter, anti-submarine hero, or big game hunter. My preferred loadout maximizes underwater time, leaning towards the spotting and counter-submarine gameplay. For equipment, I would suggest the main armaments modification 1, damage control 1, dive capacity 1, propulsion modification 1, and the ship consumable modification 1. Then, to add on flags for Juliet Whiskey Uniform to increase the chance of causing flooding, Sierra Mike for the extra speed, and November Foxtrot to reduce the cooldown on the submarine surveillance. For skills, I'd pick up the dive capacity for longer below the waves, consumable specialist to significantly reduce the time taken to activate submarine surveillance, and the additional speed when under battery capacity. It might also be worth considering the Torpedo Aiming Master for 15% additional damage when the target is double pinged. Submarine combat in general has gone through a lot of changes since initial introduction, but is now somewhat muted in combat capability. If you're looking to deal massive damage, it's probably better to choose another option. But for counter-submarine and spotting gameplay, the U-190 has a lot to offer. The submarine surveillance consumable has a long spotting time, which makes it possible to engage and destroy enemy submarines, especially with the support of teammates around you. The long dive duration, coupled with fairly good concealment on the surface, means that the U-190 can choose where best to go, based on the situation. and at periscope depths, the U-boat can still manoeuvre fairly quickly. The long range of the homing torpedoes creates the possibility of just firing out into the blue to either acquire a target later on, or simply to saturate the combat area with silverfish. But there are some challenges too. You'll find yourself hugely reliant on good positioning, and especially on the team around you. With the submarine being so vulnerable to every class of enemy ship, it's very easy to get caught out in a bad place. Add to that the complexity of dealing with enemy radar, hydroacoustic searches, and enemy submarine surveillance, and the fragile nature of the boat becomes obvious. The U-190 also often finds itself up-tiered into Tier 10 battles, meaning you'll be facing opponents with stronger boats. That might be okay for you, but it's worth considering. Oh, and many players despise submarines and what they represent, so you can expect to be given negative karma just for playing it. Currently, the U-190 is available by completing in-game missions, so with enough activity is theoretically free, but it's expected to join the full tech tree for purchase in future patches, so early adopters will have the edge. So is the U-190 worth unlocking? It's something a bit different, something quite fun, and a good boat to have in the carousel as an option to break into a different style of gameplay. But ultimately, if the goal is to find the combat platforms that have a big impact on the battle, there may be better choices. But perhaps you disagree. Let me know in the comments section. And also let me know if you enjoyed this style of video, either by commenting or hitting the like button. As this is the first World of Warships video on the channel, it'll be useful feedback for whether you'd like to see more. And if you'd like to see more videos from this channel in general, you might want to hit that subscribe button to be notified as new videos go live. Otherwise, I hope you found this interesting, and thank you for watching.
Gegnerische Schlachtschiff zerstört. Das ist ein guter Anfang.